you will find different fabrics. There's the Himachali cap, Assamese gamcha, Banarsi sari, Kanchipuram sari, Naga jacket, and you will find that all these fabrics represent the people. When the people of Assam give you the gamcha, they're not just giving you a piece of cloth. They're giving you an expression. They're giving you a piece of their history, their tradition, their future, their imagination. It's the same when the Nagas wear their jacket. When they come and see us, they make us wear the jacket because they want us to be embraced by the fabric. But Speaker Sir, these fabrics are beautiful. But if you look slightly deeper and you look closely at the fabric, you will find that each one of them has thousands of little threads embracing each other. A Kanchipuram sari might have a golden thread, but the golden thread means nothing without the green thread or the yellow thread near it. The other thing to notice about the sari or any other fabric is that all the threads are equal. No one thread is superior to another thread. They all come together. The threads cannot protect you. The threads cannot keep you warm. But when they come together as a fabric, they can keep you warm, they can protect you, they can express what you have in the heart. Speaker Sir, in the same way, our nation is also a fabric. It's a fabric made up of 1.4 billion people, and the fabric is woven together by the vote. Let me repeat it. It is a fabric of 1.5 billion people, and it is woven together by the vote. Everything that we see, in fact, this house where I'm standing today, the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Vidhan Sabhas across the country, Panchayats across the country, none of them would exist if the vote did not exist. We talk with great pride about HAL, BHEL, ONGC, Tejas, Chandrayaan. We have a list of things we say. Not one of those would exist without the vote. Speaker Sir, it is the idea that every thread, every person in the Union of India is equal that disturbs my friends in the RSS. They're happy to see the fabric, but they cannot stand the idea that every single person in the fabric of our country, regardless of what religion they come from, regardless of what community they come from, regardless of what language they speak, should be equal. Because they fundamentally do not believe in equality. They believe in a hierarchy, and they believe that they should be on top of that hierarchy. Speaker Sir, on the 30th of January, 1948, 3 bullets pierced the chest of Mahatma Gandhi. Nathuram Godse assassinated the father of our nation. Today, our friends do not embrace him. Today, our friends have pushed him away. He's an uncomfortable truth. But that's not where the project ended. You see, as I said, everything has emerged from the vote. All the institutions have emerged from the vote. So it's obvious that the RSS has to capture all the institutions that have emerged from the vote. So the project, after Gandhiji's assassination, the next step of the project was the wholesale capture of India's institutional framework. So what is this, sir?
सर अभी नहीं पहना हुआ आज
I'm doing, relax.
मैं बुलाता हूँ प्लीज बैठिए
So,
प्लीज
sir,
आप बोले पर हाथ मत जोड़े
sir, these are uncomfortable truths, but they have to be spoken.
थोड़ा बता दे
So these are uncomfortable truths, but they have to be spoken. My friends don't like the connections I'm making. They're disturbed by them. It's obvious. Speaker, sir, so after the father of the nation was assassinated, his vision of an equal India, of an India where institutions belong to the people, had to be destroyed. And so the process started, and the RSS attempted to capture one institution after the other. And I will give some examples so that it is crystal clear that this is the case. Everybody knows how vice chancellors are placed on top of Indian universities today. Every single person knows this. You go to any university, you speak to any youngster in India, he will tell you that it does not matter whether the professor has qualifications. It does not matter whether the professor has a scientific temperament. The only thing that matters is the professor belongs.
माननीय सदस्य एक मिनट माननीय सदस्य चुनाव सुधारों पर चर्चा हो रही है
सर ये मैं उसी पे कर रहा हूँ
आप किसी भी संगठन का नाम जो इस हाउस में उसका नाम ले एलओपी है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है एलओपी का मतलब नहीं आप जनरल बात बोलो आप राष्ट्रपति भाषण में बोलिए जनरल बात
सर हम लोग सुनना चाहते हैं सर स्पीकर सर हम लोग सुनेंगे शांति से हम लोग शांति से सुनना चाहते हैं और ये आप लोग सुनिए ना क्या कहना चाहते हैं
धमकी देंगे आप
हम लोग सुनने के लिए बैठा है अभी तक नेता प्रतिपक्ष एक शब्द चुनाव सुधार पे अभी तक आया ही नहीं है
संसदीय कार्य मंत्री बोल रहे हैं
मैं स्पीकर का परमिशन से ही बोल रहा हूँ हम सुनने के लिए बैठे हैं अरे हम सुनने के लिए बैठे हैं नेता प्रतिपक्ष चुनाव सुधार के लिए जो सुझाव देंगे सुनने के लिए तो हम बैठे हैं लेकिन चुनाव सुधार को नहीं बोलते हुए कहा जो इस सदन से कोई वास्ता नहीं जो संगठन उसका कहानी किसी और का बोलना ये कोई उचित नहीं है समय बहुमूल्य है समय का मर्यादा भी है सबका सब यहाँ सुनने के लिए बैठे हैं और ये समय बहुत कीमती है, इसलिए हर एक पल अच्छा शब्दों का कोई अच्छा ज्ञान दे, सुझाव दे, सुनने के लिए हम लोग बैठे हैं। मेरा एक सीमित अनुरोध है नेता प्रतिपक्ष से, आप विषय पर ही रहिए। हम लोग सब बैठे हैं, गृह मंत्री जी भी सुनने के लिए बैठे हैं, लेकिन आप विषय पर नहीं बोलेंगे तो जो विषय तय किया गया है उसका क्या मतलब है? अगर चुनाव सुधार पर ही नहीं बोलेंगे तो फिर इतना समय सबका क्यों बर्बाद करना चाहते हैं नेता प्रतिपक्ष?
Should I leave? Then you speak. Kiran, should I leave? You speak, Kiran. You speak. What is that? You are Parliamentary Affairs Minister. You are a Parliamentary Affairs Minister. You are disturbing the lobby. How can it be? You are a Parliamentary Affairs Minister. You are disturbing the
subject में नहीं आपका lobby. आपका lobby subject में नहीं. ये विषय कर रहे हैं.
The discussion. One second. The discussion is about the vote and electoral. The discussion is about the vote.
एक मिनट
सर मुझे बोलने दीजिए.
एक मिनट बैठिए. माननीय सदस्य मैं बैठे बैठे अनऑफिशियली बोल रहे हैं, उस विषय बोल रहे हैं, सदन की गरिमा को बनाए रखें, आसन को चुनौती देने का प्रयास मत करिए, ये ठीक नहीं है.
Speaker sir, I want to make it very clear. Please. Speaker sir, I want to make it very clear. The discussion is about votes. The discussion is about the stealing of votes. The discussion is about the SIR, and I am framing my discussion about votes.
Yes.
And what is happening here is patently unfair. I am not being allowed to speak. I am being disturbed, and I put my protest here. I have done absolutely nothing wrong. I am talking about the subject. In order to capture the vote, you have to capture institutions. I am saying that institutions of India are captured, and I will come to the point which is Election Commission is captured. So, the project of the RSS was to capture the institutional framework of the country, and I said how the education system has been captured. Vice Chancellor after Vice Chancellor after Vice Chancellor is placed not on merit, not on capability, not on scientific temper, but on the fact that he belongs to a particular organization. Second capture, which helps in destroying democracy, the capture of the intelligence agencies. We have the Home Minister sitting here, the capture of the CBI, of the ED, of the Income Tax Department. And the systematic placement of bureaucrats who favor their ideology and attack the opposition and anybody who chooses to oppose the RSS. That is the second institutional capture. And the third there are many more. I can go on. And the third institutional capture.
What is this?
मानिए प्लीज मानिए.
Yes, become tonight.
And the third capture of the institution that directly controls the election system of our country, the Election Commission. Now, I'm not saying this without proof. I have put forth adequate proof about how the Election Commission is colluding with those in power to shape the elections. But I want to ask 3 questions first, which will make it very clear that the BJP is directing and using the Election Commission to damage India's democracy. The first question, why is it that the CJI was removed from the selection panel of the Election Commissioner? What motivation could there be to remove the CJI? Do we not believe in the CJI? Of course we believe in the CJI. Why is he not in that room? I sit in that room. It is so-called a democratic decision. On one side, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. On the other side, the leader of the opposition. I have no voice in that room. What they decide is what happens. So the first question, why is the Prime Minister and Amit Shah so keen on choosing exactly who the Election Commissioner is going to be? Second question, and even more devastating question. No Prime Minister has done this in the history of India. In December 2023, this government changed the law. They changed the law to make sure that no election commissioner could be punished for any action they take while they are election commissioner.
Yes. Immunity.
Why would the Prime Minister and Home Minister give this gift of immunity to the election commissioner? Why would they need to give this tremendous gift that no Prime Minister has given ever before to the election commissioner?
Yes.
Mr. Shah is looking into the ceiling. Maybe he will answer this question when he speaks. And finally, why was the law with regards to CCTVs and the data that they contain changed? Why was a law put in place that allows the Election Commission to destroy CCTV footage 45 days after the election? What is the need? The answer given is it is a question of data. It is not a question of data. It is a question of stealing the election.
Yes.
Now, what is the result of this institutional capture? What is the result of controlling the Chief Election Commissioner and the Election Commission? First of all, we have a set of election campaigns that are tailored for the Prime Minister. 3-month, 4-month, 5-month-long campaigns are taking place so that the Prime Minister's schedule can be fitted in to the program. Second, we have a Brazilian woman who appears 22 times on the voter list of Haryana.
Please. No.
22 times this lady appears.
एक मिनट प्लीज एक मिनट। आप नेता प्रतिपक्ष है, मैं इस तरीके से सदन की कार्रवाई नहीं चलने दूंगा। ये सदन है, सदन की गरिमा को बनाए रखें। आप सदन की गरिमा से बोलेंगे तो ठीक नहीं, जैसे सदन नहीं चलेगा। नो, गलत तरीका है आपका, नहीं होगा। आप ले रहिए, आप ले रहिए। नहीं, माननीय प्रतिपक्ष के नेता, आप पहले अपने सदस्यों को समझाइए। नहीं चलेगा, नहीं, ठीक नहीं है। नो, नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगा। अगर आप
सर
माननीय प्रतिपक्ष के नेता, आप अपने सदस्यों को गरिमा समझाइए।
सर, बट
ये तरीका आप इतने सालों तक यहाँ पर हैं, ये तरीका उचित है क्या?
सर,
विरोध का तरीका होता है, लेकिन ये उचित तरीका नहीं है।
तरीका इधर पे
नो,
उधर का तरीका क्या है सर?
नो, सबका तरीका उधर से होगा, उधर से भी बोलेंगे, इधर से बोलेंगे, सब जगह से बोलेंगे.
Speaker, sir, I don't agree with the showing of photographs here, but it is a reflection of our democratic structure. This is what is happening in our democracy, that you're not allowing us to show. This Brazilian woman has appeared 22 times on the voter list in Haryana. And not only that, there is one woman whose name has appeared 200 times, more than 200 times in one booth in Haryana. And it is very clear, and I have proven without doubt, that the election of Haryana was stolen. And the theft was ensured by the Election Commission of India. I've said it again and again and again. Now, nowhere has the Election Commission answered my questions. The Election Commission has not told me why this lady's picture has appeared on the polling list. They have not told me why lakhs and lakhs of duplicate voters are existing. They have not told me why a BJP leader is coming from Uttar Pradesh to vote in Haryana. These are straightforward questions. And there is clear proof which I have put in front of the country. Right? But the Election Commission has no answer to these questions.